The process of transitioning into college comes with many challenges that the students may encounter. I myself, being a first generation college student, faced many of these same challenges during my first year. I didn't really feel connected to my university or peers, as well as not having access to the resources regarding how to properly navigate my loans, my student loans. So, along with all of these other very intimidating adjustments I was having to make, I found myself feeling alone and very overwhelmed every turn I took. Many students that I interacted with on the dorms or even through classes, they seemed to be experiencing a completely different transition than I was. Most of these students knew how to adjust because their parents were in college once, or maybe even an older sibling. So they knew what they needed for their dorms or even how to change their habits to fit their new environment. Or some students didn't have loans like myself, or if they did have loans, their parents handled that information for them, which was not my case. I noticed that I began to feel ashamed of my circumstances and very disconnected from my peers, even more so than I did in the beginning. I felt as if no one I spoke to was really in the same boat as I was. And I really noticed the effect that that had on my overall well-being and even the participation within my classes and within school. First year, first generation college students can struggle to feel that same sense of belonging within their school community, and they even have difficulties adjusting to their new environment. And this really often results in not being fully integrated into that college experience. So without this sense of belonging, these students who are first year, first generation, they can experience difficulty completing occupations, which are essentially the activities that one does to occupy their time, such as brushing your teeth or even playing an instrument, and how these occupations enable them to successfully engage in their college experience. So based on my personal experience, I believe that I can advocate for the services that were not available to me when I was in school. And we really hope to increase the opportunities for success within their academics and within their college life. I soon realized that these challenges that I was facing within my transition wasn't because of me or my experience, but the lack of resources that were made available to me to navigate through my college journey and all of the things that I would be facing along the way. So when speaking to our community partner, we realized that this mirrored a lot of the experiences that these students were facing at the University of Arkansas. And as an occupational consulting agency, we have the ability to view these challenges of the first year, first generation college students with a more holistic perspective and help them navigate through these difficulties with providing them the resources they need to properly engage in those occupations that each one of them find meaningful for overall wellness and life satisfaction.
By attempting to reach these students on a deeper level, the University of Arkansas implemented the Student Success Center and created a program called the 360 program. This program serves first-year, first-generation students who are recipients of a federal Pell Grant and who either are in a major of the College of Education and Health Professions or are majoring at with the J. Williams Fulbright College of Arts and Sciences. These services include having an advisor, a peer mentor within the program, and an extended university perspectives course that is tailored to their population as first-year, first-generation students. Throughout our interviews with the 360 program, we were able to keep consistent communication with them weekly. This is important to our agency in order to create client-centered collaborative goals and to partner to mutually face these challenges. The 360 program stated that an area of concern within their program was a decreased sense or feeling of belonging among the students within their program. They also mentioned tools that the 360 program tried implementing, such as planners and t-shirts, but none of these were able to make the impact that their program was looking for. Their main idea of focus was wanting to create an inviting community in which students would be encouraged to identify with and a place to call their own. To strengthen our ideas, we continue to meet with and seek further understanding for how they envisioned their program to be improved upon. When listening to our community partners' ideas, our agency began brainstorming by thinking about the problems that we discussed and potential solutions that were occupation-centered. However, we were struggling to find solutions that encouraged this level of occupational engagement, well-being, and sense of belonging. This was a pivotal point in which we then decided to reach these students by connecting them in a unique way.
Our solution is to propose a Facebook group called the UARC 360 Program Community, in which these students can come together and establish a sense of belonging within this 360 program community as part of the Student Success Center. But to answer the question as to why we're focusing on the students' sense of belonging is because research shows that students who do not feel connected have lower retention rates as well as lower graduation rates. So ultimately, we're trying to promote well-being, which encompasses life satisfaction and engagement in occupations. Research suggests that sense of belonging in the university is amongst one of the strongest predictors for the well-being of college students. Social media has been found to promote a sense of belonging within the college students. Today's generation spends about 92% of their internet usage on social media networking sites. This statistic is what really resonated with us in deciding what social media that we would use to voice our proposal. Since we decided to use social media, we started to weigh the pros and cons between different social media platforms such as Facebook, Instagram, Snapchat, Twitter, LinkedIn, all of these different proposals that had the potential to be our source of voice. However, contrary to most people's beliefs, Facebook ended up being the one with the most benefits. Research explains that a Facebook group has the potential to foster student-mentor relationships as well as peer-to-peer relationships, which address the connections and overall life satisfaction that should be developed in creating a sense of identity within the group.
Facebook's platform allowed for the best environment that was easy to navigate. They offer various amenities that provide opportunities to create polls, tag events, as well as share resources or even open a community marketplace. It creates a place that all members could virtually congregate while encouraging students to feel a sense of belonging. We wanted a virtual environment that would be a no-cost, low-maintenance program, but would still be highly impactful to our target population. The Facebook group we created here is called the UARC 360 Program Community. Members will consist of students within the program, including of all cohorts, mentors, advisors, and instructors. Other organizations and clubs will be encouraged to become members to the UARC 360 Program Community Group as to encourage connection and community that our target population seeks. Through our occupational perspective of first-year, first-generation students, we wanted the Facebook group to be a place that also gave members a chance to focus on their occupation as a student and foster relationships to build a sense of belonging. The group is about finding connections and building relationships that will add to their community experience at the University of Arkansas, thus hopefully resulting in overall well-being and academic retention. Wellness is a state of physical, mental, emotional, and social well-being that goes beyond the boundaries of illness and disease. Throughout our proposal, our agency incorporated our occupational wellness wheel as physical, financial, social, intellectual, emotional, and spiritual aspects that students might be struggling with throughout their first year at college, but also throughout their whole academic career within the university. Our proposal addresses to seek these areas that may be affecting a student's sense of belonging. We included 6 infographics that will cover financial budgeting tips to relieve stress, meditative breathing, physical distancing ideas, but while staying social, study tips, and how to do your laundry that will be posted to the Facebook group. To continue on with providing resources from an occupational perspective, SOTA, our student association, will be contributing to the Facebook group as a continuous partner and member. We also, to assess how the group is impacting the students, we have created 3 surveys that will be providing feedback on a student's overall well-being and the impact of the Facebook group, to be used as additional resources for the instructors to use during each of their one-on-one meetings throughout the semester that occurs 3 times. We hope this not only encourages, but is also a continuous resource within and outside of their academic career.
When creating our program, we wanted to generate a solution that would not only promote first-year, first-generation college students' sense of belonging and subsequent well-being during their time at university, but we also wanted to ensure that it was accessible and that our population would actually have a desire to use it. As previously stated, individuals between the ages of 18 and 29 spend 92% of their internet use on social media. For that reason, our program that utilizes social media through a Facebook group is a great way to not only reach our population, but to obtain their participation, because it is a mechanism that they most likely already use. Facebook is a widespread form of social media that can provide a safe and secure environment for both formal and informal communication among members of the 360 program Facebook group. Those who become members of this Facebook group would then have a private, comfortable place where they belong, in a place that they are proud to be a part of, and give students the opportunity to obtain information that they are interested in receiving. Also, as mentioned prior, our program has virtually no cost associated with it, even though it has the potential to have a large impact on this population's ability to succeed while in college, making it a valuable asset to the program. Within occupational therapy, a primary focus is to promote the ability for individuals or groups to complete their desired occupations and enhance their quality of life. We seek to promote occupations because they are often critical for fostering a sense of belonging and well-being. As occupational therapy students, we remain centered in the wants and needs of individuals or groups that we work with, such as first-year, first-generation students, to encourage their engagement and participation within their occupations. By utilizing a holistic approach to consider all aspects of an individual's life and well-being, our agency has created a program that we believe will not only promote this population and feeling a sense of belonging while transitioning to the University of Arkansas, but also promote their ability to successfully complete occupations related to being a college student. Through the use of our occupation-based wellness program, we aspire to promote well-being for this population by fostering an environment that could lead to the engagement of meaningful and purposeful occupations and increase their overall success while in college. And then these are our references, and thank you for listening. We appreciate your time.